Most resumes are thrown away in 10 seconds or less. And let me tell you why. I'm going to give you the way that most resumes are handled by most companies. A resume comes in. It's a part of a batch of 100, 200, or 300 resumes. Now think of yourself as the human resources person who may have 6 months worth of experience, may have 2 weeks worth of experience. They don't know exactly what the job is, but they have a description of the job. It's the one that was posted online, the one that you're responding to. And they just know that your resume has to have certain things in it. If it's accounting, it may need to say tax manager, or it may need to say CFO, or it may need to say senior accountant, or it may need to say SEC Form 2042. All they know is that your resume has to say that. And so they spend 10 seconds looking at your resume to see if it says exactly what they need, and if it doesn't, they trash it as quick as they can. The reason is because they have 100, 200, maybe 300 resumes to go through. If you were them, wouldn't you go through those resumes as fast as you could and trash as many as you could? That's exactly what happens. So let me give you a test, a way that you can find out whether your resume will fit. There's 2 ways you can do this test. The best way is to take your resume and hand it to somebody and say, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to look at my resume. I want you to tell me what are the most compelling things I can do. You hand it to them, they look at it. 10 seconds later, by your watch, you take your resume back and you see what they know. You see if they saw those things that you sure hope they saw. And if they don't, you got a problem. The second way to do the 10-second test is to give them your resume, give them the job description, have them read the job description, and then give them your resume for 10 seconds and say, find out if I can do this job. And if they can look at your resume in 10 seconds and tell you 3 reasons why you can do that job, then you have a chance of making it past the screener. There's another test, that's the 45-second test, where you do basically the same thing you did with the 10-second test, the second one. You give somebody the job description, you give them your resume, you give them literally only 45 seconds to decide whether you're a good match for that job. And if they say, oh yes, let me point out where on your resume it says that, and in 45 seconds they do that, you pass the 45-second test. The reason is because 5 out of 100 resumes pass the 10-second test. Of those 5 resumes, 1 or 2 or 3 may pass the 45-second test. The reason is that the HR specialist does the initial test. The hiring manager does the 45-second test. They may hand him literally 10 or 20 resumes that have made it past their initial screening, and he only wants to talk to 3 people. So in 45 seconds or less, he's going to figure out how to get rid of most of the resumes. If he's got 20 resumes, it's going to take him 15 minutes to look through them just to decide which 2 or 3 to talk to. He's not going to call everyone. So you have to pass both the 10-second test and the 45-second test in order to have a resume that's going to work for a particular job. Now, isn't it worth your finding out whether you pass the tests? I'm Brian Dilts, Dilts & Associates, www.dilts.us, or AGI Consulting and Recruiting, www.agicc.com was my original website. And I do have the site howtoreallygetagreatjob.com. Have a great